Golden Radio Hour.
Hey, Abbott, what time is it?
It's time for the Abbott and Costello Show. We're on the air for ABC here in Hollywood.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go with the Abbott and Costello Show.
Yes, it's the Abbott and Costello Show, produced and transcribed in Hollywood for your listening and laughing pleasure. Chuckles with a carload and music by Matty Malnick. So hold on to your chairs, folks, for here they are, Bud Abbott and Lou Costello.
Well, it's about time you got here. Where were you?
Well, I went to the YWCA girls' play softball. And one girl was running to third base. She slipped and fell and landed in my lap, and boy, was I mad.
Why?
The umpire made me put her back in the game. Yeah.
Was she a pretty girl?
Oh, pretty. Abbott, she was gorgeous. I made a date with her after the game, and brother, did she send me.
She did.
Yeah, but when I got back, she wasn't there.
Costello, why do you keep annoying every girl that you meet? Who do you think you are, Casanova?
Who do I think of who?
Who do you think you are? Casanova?
Casanova?
Huh.
I may not be Casanova, but people say that I'm as good-looking as Van Johnson.
Who says that?
How do I know? Do you think I go around eavesdropping?
Well, if she's such a pretty girl, why didn't you propose to her and marry her?
I can't marry her. I don't know anything about her.
What difference does that make? In Africa, a man doesn't even know his wife until after he marries her.
What do you mean in Africa?
You dope. You don't even know what marriage is.
Yes, I do. Marriage is a friendship that got out of control.
Costello, you shouldn't have any trouble Lou, you shouldn't have any trouble getting married. Do you know that out here in Hollywood, there are 2 girls for every man?
2 girls for every man? Are you sure?
Certainly.
Then some dirty sneakers got 4.
Costello, it's no use. You'll never get a girl until you settle down and become a man of regular habits.
I am a man of regular habits.
Then how come you were out until 4 o'clock this morning with that redhead that lives next door?
That's one of my regular habits.
Costello, I can't understand how girls go out with you in the first place.
Abbott, it's my terrific magnetism.
You've got magnetism?
Yes, last week I picked up 2 blondes, a redhead, a brunette, and a rusty nail.
Why don't you be like me, Costello? I've got a way with women.
You haven't got away with many lately.
Is that so? I happen to be the reason that women leave home.
Yes, the day you were born, your mother took one look at you, and she hasn't been back since.
Get him out of here.
Ah, yes, the boys are on the beam tonight. And they'll be back on it in just about 1 minute. But first, let's hear this.
Costello, will you stop that walking up and down? What's the matter with you? What are you worried about?
Last night, my Uncle Mike was robbed while he was asleep.
Oh, now, wait a minute. How could your Uncle Mike be robbed? He's got all his money sewed up in his long underwear.
Oh, yes. Well, it was a hot night, and he left the back door of the bank open. Don't tell him, lady.
All right. That's no reason why you should worry.
No?
No.
Well, when I get on the next page, I'll find out why not.
All right, well, you find out.
Oh, no, huh? Well, I got plenty of reasons. Saturday night, they arrested my Uncle Jim Kelly. He broke into a grocery store and he stole $390.
Well, why did he do it?
The poor guy was hungry.
Well, if he was hungry, why didn't he steal all the money, Lou? Why didn't he steal some groceries or something?
He's a proud man, Abbott. He likes to pay for everything he gets. And besides, he needs the money to buy a new car.
Oh, wait a minute. He'd be better off without a car. Costello, it's very dangerous driving in California.
You're telling me? In Los Angeles, you have to drive for 5 people. The one in front of you, the one in back of you, and the ones on each side of you.
Oh, wait a minute. That's only 4 cars. Where's the 5th?
She'll pull out in front of you any minute. Well, Abbott, I gotta leave now. I got a new job with my brother Pat in the trucking business.
Has he got his own truck?
Yeah, you should see it, Abbott. It's 1 inch wide and a block long.
A truck an inch wide and a block long?
Mm-hmm.
What does he deliver in it?
Spaghetti. Next week he's going to buy a round truck.
A round truck? What for?
Meatballs.
Talk sense. Mm-hmm. Is your brother Pat making any money in the trucking business, Lou?
Oh, yes. He did so good last week that he bought his wife one of those new electric blankets. It saves her a lot of time around the house.
Now, wait a minute. How can an electric blanket help her with the work around the house?
Well, she takes the eggs and the bacon to bed with her. And when she gets up in the morning, breakfast is ready. That electric blanket is making her very popular, too.
What do you mean?
Last night, she turned it on too high, and now...
Yes?
She's the toast of the town.
Oh, Mr. Costello, I've got to talk to you. I've got a great idea.
Wait a minute, mister. What's the idea of breaking in here like this?
Well, I've got an idea that will make you two the most popular comedy team in radio.
What is it?
I'll stamp your name underneath every cow in the country.
Wait a minute. How will that make us popular?
Well, at least you'll have all the farmers pulling for you.
Hello, boys.
Well, it's Susan Miller.
Susan, I'm certainly glad you showed up tonight because I'm going to sing a duel with you.
Costello. You mean a duet. A duel is where somebody gets hurt.
You never sang with me, did you?
Now, when did you become a singer, Costello?
Well, I don't like to brag, but would you believe that I taught Bing Crosby how to sing?
No, I wouldn't.
You're right, but once in a while I catch a sucker.
Costello, you don't know the first thing about music.
Well, I'll have you know what I studied music.
Nah.
I went to a singing school. I used to study until I was blue in the face, and then the teacher presented me with a medal.
For being the best singer in the class?
No, for having the bluest face.
Well, I've got to go now, boys. I'm going swimming down at the beach. I bought one of those new French bathing suits. It comes equipped with a shoehorn and a hacksaw.
Why did they give you a shoehorn and a hacksaw with a bathing suit?
Well, the shoehorn gets me into the bathing suit. And after I wear it, I'll need the hacksaw to get me out of jail. So long, Fatso.
You know, there goes a nice kid, Abbott. The only thing is she's money mad.
Money mad?
Yeah, she's mad because I ain't got no money.
So what? Remember, Costello, money isn't everything. You know, you can't take it with you.
It's nice to have it here so you can say goodbye to it.
You know, my family's always had money. In fact, my Uncle Rudolph was one of the first gold miners in California. One day when he was in the mine digging for gold, he was killed by a falling spade.
A falling spade killed my Uncle Tom.
Was he a gold miner?
No, he was killed by the ace of spades that fell out of his sleeve in a poker game.
Well, Costello, you'll never have to worry about money as long as I got it. We're pals. Share and share alike.
Well, I feel the same way about you, Abbott.
That's swell. You mean you'd share everything you have with me? If you had 2 cars, you'd give me one?
Sure.
If you had 2 houses, you'd give one of them to me?
I certainly would.
And if you had 2 department stores, you'd give me one?
Yes, sir. We're pals. Share and share alike.
Swell. If you had $2, would you give me one?
No.
Why?
Because I've got $2.
So that's the way you feel, eh? I thought I was your pal. Are you trying to tell me that money means more to you than I do?
I didn't say that, Abbott.
Well, does it?
Yes.
That settles it, Costello. I'm going on my vacation to New Jersey, and I'm not taking you with me.
Who wants to go to New Jersey now? When we were there last summer, the mosquitoes were so big they were carrying baseball bats. I woke up in the middle of the night, and two of them were sitting on my stomach holding a conversation.
Oh, now, don't be silly. Mosquitoes can't talk.
Don't tell me. These two were certainly chewing the fat.
You idiot. The only mosquitoes that bite are female mosquitoes.
Well, the one that nipped me when I was bending over to tie my shoe was no lady. The night your Uncle Roy got drunk, the mosquitoes were biting him all night, and it kept me awake.
Well, if they were biting him, why did it keep you awake?
Well, they'd bite him and then come over and sit on my bed and hiccup.
Well, Costello, on second thought, I don't think I'll go to New Jersey. I need a complete rest where nobody will bother me, where the name Bud Abbott means nothing.
Oh, you're staying in town, eh?
Never mind that. Where are you going?
Well, I think I'll go to Honolulu. Last time I was there, I met a beautiful native girl. She was gorgeous, and what a figure. All day, she'd walk around carrying a big basket on her head. Then at night, she'd sneak off, and she'd meet me. Ah, brother, she taught me plenty.
She did?
Yes. You should see me carry a basket on my head.
Never mind that. Have you been getting plenty of rest?
No. And I've been having a lot of trouble going to sleep. Last night I didn't fall asleep till 11 o'clock.
What time did you go to bed?
5 minutes to 11.
Costello, you need Costello, you need a vacation. You've got to stop running around with girls. It's affecting your brain.
I think you're right, Abbott.
I know it.
Last night I had a date to pick up a girl at Hollywood and Vine. I drove down to Hollywood and Vine. Then I went to dinner, and all during dinner I felt as if I'd forgotten something. Then to a movie, and all through the movie I felt as though I'd forgotten something. Then I drove to Griffith Park, and I started to neck, and I still felt as if I'd forgotten something. Then I went home, and I remembered what I forgot.
What was it?
I forgot to pick up the girl. And each week at this time, the Abbott and Costello Show presents our feature singer, and here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Hal Winters with Matty Malnick and his orchestra.
Brush those tears from your eyes and try to realize that the ache in my heart is for you. Brush those tears from your eyes and try to realize that from now on I'll always be true. I went away, but I didn't mean to stay, and I will regret it until my dying day. Brush those tears from your eyes and try to realize that the ache in my heart is for you. I went away, but I didn't mean to stay, and I will regret it until my dying day. Brush those tears from your eyes and try to realize that the ache in my heart is for you.
Well, Costello, we're going to do a murder mystery. We'll need a leading lady. Now, how about that blonde actress you're so crazy about?
I ain't going with her anymore, Abbott. We had an argument about mustaches. She likes them and I don't.
You mean she wanted you to grow a mustache?
No, I wanted her to shave hers off.
I I thought she was rather pretty. She has such pearly white teeth.
Yes, and when we broke up, I asked her for a picture of her face so I could remember her lovely teeth.
Well, did she give you the picture?
She didn't have a picture, so she gave me the teeth.
Well, we've got to have a leading lady. Now, wait a minute. How about that little brunette actress?
No, I'm mad at her, too. We had a date at Hollywood and Vine last week, and she stood me up.
Did you tell her off?
I'll say I did. I says, how dare you stand me up at Hollywood and Vine? And she said she was sorry, and now we have an understanding.
You have?
Mm-hmm. Now she's going to stand me up at Sunset and Vine.
Costello, I think this idea for doing detective stories is going to be a flop. You know nothing about detectives.
Well, my whole family were detectives, Abbott. My Uncle Tom was smart as a whip, but they threw him off the force.
Why?
They found out there weren't very many smart whips.
I don't believe that. Why did Tom really get thrown off the force?
Well, if you must know, he was taking bribes. He used to put the money in his shoes, and the chief found it out.
If he put the money in his shoes, how did the chief find out?
He got 18 inches taller the first week.
Who else in your family were detectives?
Well, my twin uncles, Gus and Billy. They joined the force on the same day. Billy's first assignment was to find a gorgeous secretary who had stolen $1 million from her boss.
What was Gus's first assignment?
To find Billy.
Were any of the other Costellos detectives?
Yes. Two of my cousins, Bert and Harry. They were working on a case at the racetrack. They had to find a gang that was doping horses.
A difficult case?
Oh, very difficult.
Difficult, eh?
Yeah, very difficult. Bert and Harry disguised themselves as a horse and slept in the stables. One night a guy came along and jabbed them full of dope.
What did they do?
What could they do? They came in third and paid $280.
Well, never mind that. What is your Sam Shovel story for tonight?
It's one of my most famous cases. I call it the case of the boy named Tony, whose mother kept him locked in a closet, or Tony's Home Permanent.
Sounds interesting. Well, let's get on with the case.
And now, we present the adventures of Sam Shovel, Master Detective. Brought to you by Army Surplus Sales. And here is today's radio special. Something no housewife should be without. Yes, today you can buy Fort Dix. So, rush over to Army Surplus Sales and buy Fort Dix. Bring it home and surprise the little woman. And remember, when you buy, insist on the genuine Fort Dix. Do not accept Marchfield. And now for the adventures of Sam Shovel, Private Detective.
Yes? I'm Sam Shovel, private detective. I'm sitting in my little office down by the waterfront all by myself, playing gin rummy the hard way. The hard way. Without cards. I've been playing for 2 hours, and I owe myself $900. And I'm worried. I know I'm not good for it. Being a private detective isn't a bad racket. I remember the first day I opened this detective office. I threw a party. What a party. I bought a carton of beer, and as I was carrying it up the stairs, I tripped. All the bottles were broken. Beer was leaking all over me. Everybody cheered and congratulated me. I had broken my first case. As I'm sitting here now, I feel something creeping up behind me. It's Lieutenant Abbott of the Homicides Bureau. The man who single-handed caught Babyface Nelson, Babyface Cooper, and Babyface Brown, which wasn't too difficult considering they were all babies. Detective Abbott speaks.
Hello, Sam Shovel. My, it's dark in here. Why don't you pull up the shades?
Okay, I will.
Sam, it's still dark in here.
I know. I don't have any windows.
Just look at your office. An old herring barrel for a chair, a soapbox for a desk, a rug made out of old newspapers.
Yes? You may not believe this. Lieutenant, 5 years ago I started out with nothing.
Look out! Look out! Look.
I scared you! Look, you got another fire. You got another one. Look out! Look out!
Hey, look. Somebody made a bullet hole in the ceiling.
Just missed killing me.
How could a bullet shot at the ceiling hurt you?
If I happened to be sitting on a chandelier, I would have been killed.
Shovel, what made you go into this dangerous business?
The prizes.
There's prizes in the detective business?
Sure. If I'm lucky, I may get to be Ellery Queen for a day.
Look out!
They're awake.
What was that? Oh, just the backfire of an automobile. What was that?
That must be one of the tires yelling for help.
That sound came from the building next door. Who occupies it?
The Universal International Overseas Interstate Trucking Company.
Where do they ship to?
Glendale.
We'd better go next door and investigate. It may be the killer.
Wait till I get my weapons. My gun, my blackjack, and today's newspaper.
Today's newspaper's a weapon?
If I mess with the gun and the blackjack, I'll show him the headlines in the paper and he'll worry himself to death. Let's go.
Help! Help!
Hey, look. There's a man on the floor. He's in trouble.
What happened, mister?
Oh, I've been stabbed. They put a bullet in my shoulder, a dagger in my back, and all my ribs are broken. Oh.
Does it hurt?
Only when I...
Does it hurt, mister?
Only when I laugh.
Come, man. Tell us who stabbed you.
It was...
This man is dead. We've got to find out who the killer is.
I know. I'll ask Herman the stool pigeon. He'll sell us the information.
What makes you so sure he will?
For money, Herman would sell his own grandmother.
How do you know?
I bought her 3 times already. Well, I left Lieutenant Abbott and went looking for Herman the stool pigeon. That meant a trip to the Los Angeles waterfront, the toughest part of town. What a tough neighborhood. The only place in Los Angeles where the pedestrians knock the cars down. I was scared, plenty scared. My throat was so dry I could feel the seeds in my Adam's apple. I drew my trusty revolver. I didn't know whether to put it in my holster or in my pocket. Then I decided to check if the gun was loaded. I held it against my head and pulled the trigger. Putting the gun in the hole in my head, I started for the docks. Suddenly, I heard a voice. What are you like that for?
Sam.
What?
It's me, Detective Abbott.
It's dark. I can't see you.
I'm here on the wharf.
On the what?
Wharf.
I can't hear a word you're saying. There's a dog barking someplace. I looked up. Waterfront Lil was standing beside me. She was more beautiful than ever. She spoke.
Hello, Sam.
Hello, Miss Waterfront.
Call me Lil, you gorgeous hunk of man.
Okay, Lil, you gorgeous hunk of man.
Never mind the romancing, Sam. You've got to find out if she's a smuggler.
Okay.
Be subtle. Don't let her know you're after information. Okay, take it easy. All right. Okay.
Lil, are you a smuggler?
Sam, I'll tell you if you promise not to turn me over to the police. Now, promise you won't turn me over.
Why should I turn you over? You can't look any better on the other side.
Well, Lil, I got you at last. I'm taking you in.
Oh, no, you're not. You'll never take me alive.
Quick, Sam, put the handcuffs on her.
She got me. I'm shot.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sam. Quick, Lieutenant, call an ambulance. We'll take Sam to the hospital.
No, not the ambulance.
Sam, don't you want to go to the hospital?
Yes, but I ain't riding in no ambulance through that Los Angeles traffic. A man can get killed that way. I'll walk.
Quick, get him out of here.
Keep the house lights down, boys. We'll have a curtain call by Abbott and Costello after a final reminder on this subject.
Well, Costello, you certainly gave a brilliant performance as Sam Shovel tonight.
Thank you, Bud Abbott.
You're full of pep. Yes, sir, you certainly were effervescent tonight.
Did you ever see me when I ever wasn't? Ever wasn't. Now I know what happened to Baron Munchausen's riders. We've got 'em.
Writing staff is headed by Eddie Foreman, with Paul Conlon, Pat Costello.
And our producer is Charles Vander.
Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody
Good
in
night,
Patterson. Good night.
Listen each Thursday night at this time for another great Abbott and Costello show, produced and transcribed in Hollywood. Be sure to stay tuned for the outstanding entertainment which follows throughout the evening on this ABC station.
Hey, Abbott, what time is it?
It's time for the Abbott and Costello show. We're on the air here in Hollywood.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go with the Abbott and Costello show.
Yes, it's the Abbott and Costello Show, produced and transcribed in Hollywood for your listening and laughing pleasure. Chuckles with a carload and music by Matty Malnick. So hold on to your chairs, folks, for here they are, Bud Abbott and Lou Costello.
Yeah, please. All right. Stop that racket.
Where have you been?
Stop the racket. Where have I been?
Yeah.
Uncle Mike just bought a new house. I went out to see it.
How far is it from here?
15 minutes by automobile and 5 minutes if you walk.
Wait a minute. How can it be faster if you walk?
When you're walking, you pass a skunk farm.
Must be a lovely place.
The way it's laid out. If you want to go into the kitchen, you go through the dining room, through the maid's room. If you want to go to the master bedroom, you go through the living room, through the maid's room. And if you want to go to the patio, you go through the den, then through the maid's room.
Oh, wait a minute. Why do you keep going through the maid's room?
Silly boy.
Will you please talk, Sands? Tell me more about Uncle Mike's place.
Oh, I will. Well, he ran out of water out of the swimming pool, and he filled it with peroxide.
He filled the pool with peroxide?
Yeah.
What for?
He's nuts about blondes.
By the way, how's Aunt May getting along with Uncle Mike?
Just fine. You know, Mike is expecting a blessed event at their house next Tuesday.
Well, wait a minute. They've been married for 35 years, and they're expecting a blessed event?
Mike's mother-in-law is leaving for Patterson.
Well, there's a sample of the high-grade nonsense you'll be hearing for the next half hour. But before we get back to it, listen to this.
Costello. Just look at you. You've got big circles under your eyes, and you look terrible, Lou.
I can't help it, Abbott. I've been up all night working on my invention. I just finished my latest invention. It's a cellophane mattress for old maids.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Yeah, but what good would a cellophane mattress be to an old maid, Lou?
Well, she could look under the bed to see if there's a guy under there without getting up.
Yeah, but no, you and your inventions, you're wasting your time.
I think you got something there. But really, I'm not. Get a load of this invention. My sister and I, we're working on it now. We're crossing a roll of pink ribbon with a rubber plant.
What for?
So we can raise ladies' garters.
When I look at you, Costello, I wonder how you ever became such an enormous idiot.
Well, it's easy. I could teach you in no time.
You dope your entire family is stupid. None of them knows anything.
Now, wait a minute. Just a minute. Now, how can you say that? How can you say that? My Aunt May is considered an expert authority on insects.
An authority on insects? Did she study insects in college?
She didn't have to go to college. She studied at home.
Now, wait a minute. How could she study insects at home?
Her first 3 husbands were barflies.
Are you still living with your Aunt May and Uncle Mike?
No, I decided I wanted a nice place to stay, so I reserved a room at the YWCA.
You idiot. The YWCA is full of girls.
Isn't that a nice place to stay?
So, you like girls, I gather.
I like girls anybody gathers.
You idiot. All you think of is girls. Am I tempted by girls? No. When a girl flirts with me, do I flirt back? No. Why, I could go out with a different girl every night, but do I do it? No.
Look, Abbott, all the little kiddies are asleep now. Let's tell them the right answers.
Help! Please, somebody help me! Somebody's got to help me!
Who was that?
I don't know, but he came in twice.
Well, who was it, Lou? Did you know him?
Yeah, that was Little Johnny from the Philip Morris show. He finally found a store window he couldn't step out of.
Now, Costello. Be careful what you say about that little Johnny. You know, I've heard he's a pretty tough kid.
I ain't afraid of him. I could fight that little Johnny with one hand tied behind his back.
You mean one hand tied behind your back?
Who's fixing this fight, you or me?
If you're so tough, Costello, why don't you enter the heavyweight division? You know, Joe Louis is retired, and they're looking for a new champion.
There's only one reason why I don't become heavyweight champion, Abbott. I'm so tough and ferocious, I can't control myself. The minute I get in the ring, I see blood. It's terrible.
Well, what's terrible about it?
It's my blood.
You couldn't fight your way out of a paper bag.
Is that so? You're talking to a man who can lick anybody. Why, I'd take that Joe Louis apart and see what makes him tick. I'd take Joe Walcott apart and see what makes him tick. I'd take Lee Savold apart and see what makes him tick. I'd take Gus Lesnovich apart and any champion. Name any champion and I'll take him apart.
All right, I'll give you an easy one. How about the swimming champion, Esther Williams? Could you take her apart?
Anything put together that good don't need tinkering with.
Costello, you're
Yes?
a moronic, silly nincompoop.
Thank you, Abbott. And remember, I'm not one of those phony jerks. I'm the real thing.
Costello, you're hopeless. No wonder you have no friends. Why, even Susan Miller won't talk to you anymore. And do you know why?
Why?
Because you don't know how to treat a girl.
Then why are certain types of women crazy about me?
What kind of women are crazy about you?
Crazy women?
All right, Costello, let's see what you know about women. Let's say we're in the Palladium Dance Hall. Now, I'm a girl. Now, you walk up to me and you ask me for a dance.
What's your name?
Oh, what's the difference? What difference does that
You don't
make?
expect me to dance with a girl I don't know, do
Now,
you?
listen. All right, my name is Louise. Is that all right?
How come you picked Louise?
What's the difference? Any girl's name. Louise. Now, go ahead and ask me to dance.
Louise, would you like to sit this out?
Sit it out. Why don't you ask me to dance?
You don't think I'm going to get out there on the floor in front of all those people with an ugly-looking tomato like you?
Come in.
Well, good evening to you all.
Costello, this girl is beautiful. Where are you from, miss?
Down south. I come from the tobacco country.
Are there any more gorgeous girls like you down in the tobacco country?
Why, it's just full of them.
No wonder that F.E. Boone can't talk straight. All right, cut that out. Cut that out, eh? My, miss, you're pretty. What's your name? Hmm?
Magnolia Tweety Faddle.
My, but that's a pretty dress you have on.
Oh, thank you all. I try to be neat. My mother's a good housekeeper. She taught me to keep everything tidy and in the right place.
Hand me my dust cap, Abbott. This is the kind of housekeeping I like.
Costello, it's very sweet of Miss Tweedlefaddle to drop in here to see us. And I think it would be a sweet gesture on your part, Costello, if you'd show her the sights of Hollywood while she's in town.
Oh, Mr. Costello, if you only would, then I could go home and tell all the girls I was out with a big, smart celebrity. If you do that for me, I'll give you anything you want.
Anything?
Anything. Now, what do you want?
Could I have a pool cue with my own initials on it?
You idiot. A kiss would be ample reward for a beautiful girl like that, Lou.
Yes. Come here, Mr. Costello, and I'll give you a real southern kiss. There. That's the way we kiss down south.
Now I know why General Sherman marched to the sea. He had to go down there to cool off.
You know, I just can't understand you northern men. Why, in Kentucky, the men are so impetuous, they carry a girl away.
In California, we got cars.
Pay no attention to Costello, Miss Tweedlefaddle. Tell me, are you a single girl?
Oh, yes, indeed. And I came up north to get married.
Well, I don't like to brag, but I'd make a nice husband. I can cook.
And what's the matter with me? I can sew.
And I can do housework and wash dishes.
And I know how to take care of babies and do the washing.
Well, congratulations. I hope you two will be very happy together. Goodbye, you all.
Costello, you missed a great opportunity. That girl is the daughter of Colonel Tweedlefaddle. They're very wealthy.
Yeah, but I got a notion to put on one of my Sam Shovel detective disguises and follow that girl.
Mr. Costello, I've got to talk to you.
I'm Costello. What can I do for you?
Mr. Costello, I've been listening to your detective series, and I think you're marvelous as Sam Shovel, the great detective. And, Mr. Shovel, I need your help. My wife has disappeared.
When did she disappear?
Yesterday morning at 7 o'clock. She left the house dressed in a nightgown. She had a frying pan in one hand and a box of matches in the other.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a pretty tough case. You say she left the house yesterday morning at 7 o'clock wearing a nightgown and carrying a frying pan and a box of matches? Do you have any idea why she left the house?
Oh, sure. She was cooking breakfast and the stove blew up.
Hey, you know, there was something familiar about that guy. Costello, isn't he your brother-in-law?
No, sir. My brother-in-law is living.
Go on, get him.
But before it gets too thick, let's interrupt it for another reminder on a serious subject.
The spotlight turns to Hal Winters, our singing star. Here he is with Matty Malnick and his orchestra.
Somebody's lying when she says, I don't care. Somebody's lying and she's not playing fair. Somebody's lying when she says that I'm untrue. You know I'll never love no one but you. Somebody's hoping we'll break up someday, waiting and hoping you'll send me away. Don't you believe what someone else is saying? Somebody's lying, sweetheart. Somebody's lying when she says I'm untrue. You know I'll never love no one but you. Somebody's hoping we'll break up someday, waiting and hoping you'll send me away. Don't you believe what someone else is saying? Somebody's lying, sweetheart. Somebody's lying, sweetheart. Somebody's lying, sweetheart.
You know, it looks like you'll have to get some new girls, Lou. How about those two girls that moved in next door to you? They're strangers in town, Why don't we double date them?
Oh, I don't think you'd like them, Abbott. One of them has 3 warts on her nose, she's got buck teeth, and she's bald-headed.
How about the other one?
She's ugly.
Costello, you've got about as much chance of getting a girl as Laurel and Hardy.
They married?
Married? They're not married to each other. They're partners, just like Sears and Roebuck.
Sears and Roebuck, ain't they married either?
Of course not.
Ain't that a shame, with all that nice furniture they got, too?
Where were you last night?
Well, I had a date with our secretary, Viola Vaughn. She took me to the Palladium, and she wouldn't dance with me. Then she took me out to the house of Murphy for dinner, but she wouldn't eat with me.
Well, if she wouldn't dance or eat with you, what did she take you for?
$35.
Throwing your money around like that. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Right now, I need $75, and I don't know where to get it.
Why, Abbott, you must have 100 friends that would loan you $75.
Well, how about you loaning it to me?
Abbott, you must have 99 friends that would loan you $75.
I ought to know better than to ask a stupid, ignorant dope like you for money.
Just a second now. Just a second. Don't call me stupid and ignorant. I'm a college man. For years, I went to Stanford University in the morning and UCLA in the afternoons.
You dummy. Stanford is in San Francisco, and UCLA is in Los Angeles. Now, how could you go to both of them at the same day?
Being an honor student, I had a long lunch hour.
Honor student. How did you ever get to be an honor student?
Well, I took the brain of a monkey and I put it in the head of a man. And today that man is alive and can talk.
What does he say?
Hey!
I thought so. You've never been in a college. And I doubt if any of your family were ever in college.
Is that so? My brother Pat spent 4 years at the medical school at the University of Michigan.
What was he studying?
Nothing. They were studying him.
Costello, you're impossible. And you'd better give up doing that Sam Shovel detective series. The field is overcrowded and everybody on radio wants to become a private eye.
You're right, Abbott.
I know it.
Seems like every Tom and Harry wants to be a dick. Thank you, Nita. That ain't going to stop me, Abbott. Tonight I'm going to do one of my most famous cases. I call it Murder in a Butcher Shop, or have you seen those prices lately?
Well, that doesn't sound like a very interesting case, Costello. Pick another one.
Okay, here's a very, very interesting one. I call it the case of the man who drowned in the Los Angeles River, or Dust Be My Destiny.
Oh, let's get on with the case.
And now, the makers of Sludge Motor Oil present The Adventures of Sam Shovel, Private Detective. But first, a word about our product. Motorists, have you been changing your oil every month? Switch to Sludge. When you use Sludge, you never have to change oil. Of course, every 6 months you'll have to get a new car. Friends, if you want extra mileage, use Naco gasoline. Listen to what one of our satisfied customers has to say.
I bought 2 gallons of Narco gasoline in Chicago. When I got into Los Angeles this morning, I still had 2 quarts left.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. What kind of a car do you drive?
Who's got a car? I got a cigarette lighter.
Now for the further adventures of Sam Shovel, Private Detective.
Yes, I'm Sam Shovel, Private Detective. I'm sitting here in my little office writing a report on my latest case. I reach for my pen. It's a pig pen. I'm alone in the office. I used to have a secretary. I had to let her go. She could never get her typing done. Every time she got to the end of a line, the typewriter bell would ring. She'd go out to lunch. I'm getting sick of this detective business. Always on the run. I don't even get a chance to eat. Last night I sat down to a bowl of chicken broth. I started to eat the broth. The phone rang. I had to go out and catch a crook. I came back, started to eat the broth again. Another call came. I had to go out and catch another crook. When I came back, the broth was cold. The moral: too many crooks spoil the broth. Suddenly, I hear a woman scream. Came from the window across the street. I can't see who it is. I reach for my opera glasses. They're gone. Must have gone to the opera again. I turn to my file. There on top is one of my most famous cases. The case of the Lady Bluebeard. I don't know why they call her the Lady Bluebeard. She never killed anybody. Maybe it was because she had a blue beard. She was a hard woman to catch. I'd have never caught her except she was a flirt. She gave me the eye in Pasadena. She gave me the eye in Pomona. Then I caught her in Pisno Beach. It was easy. I had both her eyes. Kid was lost, couldn't see where she was going. Suddenly, through the window, I see my pal, Lieutenant Abbott of the Homicide Squad, approaching. Abbott's a tough man. He's got a dirty look and underwear to match.
Hello, Sam Shovel. I'm worried.
What's wrong, Lieutenant Abbott?
Remember when I joined the department, I found it a beat, and the walking made my feet too big?
Yes.
And then I was transferred to the traffic department, and waving my arms all day made my hands too big?
Yes.
Now I'm really worried. They want me to ride a horse.
I looked at Lieutenant Abbott. What a clever policeman. He's got a trigger mind, and he ought to give it back to Trigger. I could tell Lieutenant Abbott had something on his mind. He was nervous. He started fiddling with his nose. Lieutenant Abbott had a tough day at headquarters. All day he had been given a rubber hose the 3rd degree. He kept hitting it with a detective.
Sam, you can help me. You've got friends in the department. You've got plenty of drag.
What makes you think I've got drag?
Turn around, Sam, and see what you're dragging.
Lieutenant Abbott has insulted me again. I looked him straight in the eye. He had arrogance, conceit, and meanness written on his face. Seems silly for a man of his age to go around with all those words written on his face.
Sam, it's very warm in here. Why don't you open that door that leads to the balcony?
I can't. I haven't got a key, and I don't know how to open it.
Why don't you use your head?
I don't think my head will fit in the keyhole. Hello, Sam Shovel, private detective speaking.
Is this the great Sam Shovel, the private detective?
That's me.
Sam, you've got to help me.
What's the matter?
There are 5 tough bugs with guns and clubs trying to break in here and kill me. Come right over.
I can't hear you.
There are 5 tough guys with guns and clubs trying to kill me. Come right over.
I can't hear you.
Sam, I'm not even on the phone and I can hear her.
Why don't you go over?
All right, you two guys, put up your hands. Put them up higher.
If I lift them up any higher, I'll break my suspenders.
And lift up your hands. Now lift up your pants.
What's the idea of making us put up our hands?
Don't ask any questions. Go on. Reach for the ceiling.
Okay, we reached the ceiling. What's the idea of this stick-up?
This ain't no stick-up.
Then why have you got us standing here with our hands on the ceiling?
Me and my crew are repairing this building. We're ready to tear out the walls, and somebody better be holding up that ceiling.
Lieutenant Abbott, this seems kind of silly. You and me standing here holding up the ceiling.
Yes, Sam. It's probably something the writers thought up because they were stuck for a finish.
It's ridiculous. Let's put our hands down. Next time, we better play along with the riders. Them guys can kill you.
Don't go away, folks. Our madmen aren't through with you yet. Right now, they want you to hear this.
Two tickets to the Blanos-Williams fight on the 29th, please.
What name?
Paul Douglas.
The actor?
That's what it says in my contract.
I thought you'd be in St. Louis on the 26th for the opening of It Happens Every Spring.
Well, I'll be there, but I'm flying back for this great champ battle. It's for the benefit of the kids at the Lou Costello Jr. Foundation, and it's to help juvenile delinquency. And that's good enough to get my support.
Our writing staff is headed by Eddie Foreman, with Paul Conlon, Pat Costello.
Our producer, Charles Vander.
Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody at Patterson. Good night.
Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe.